Hey everybody, Lipstick Mom here. I'm gonna do a live stream. I attempted to do a live stream, I think it was last week or the week prior, and for some reason it just didn't work for me, so I'm hoping to have a better result this time. Um, I'm a little sick. I don't know, just coughing, I guess the aftermath of the influenza I had almost a month ago. So my apologies for hacking in the mic, but I just wanted to jump on here and talk about my brand new account. So for anyone who knows me or the clan that we're in, I am in Warrior for you. I have decided to take on 13 accounts that range from Town Hall 11 all the way now down to Town Hall 5. I just upgraded my Town Hall 5. So this is a brand new Town Hall 5. Kind of wanted to go through some of the different strategies and things that you might hear going along the way when you first start out Clash of Clans. So this is almost for beginners. But this is also something that you can take as you go through your Town Hall. So one of the major questions that I get when when I have new members in the clan and they're working through their town halls diligently, maxing out everything, offense, defense, they once they get a maxed out base and they upgrade their town hall, they're like, okay, so what now? So once this is done, what do I upgrade? And one of the things that our clan really preaches is offense before defense. And what we mean by that is making sure that your troops are fully maxed out, that you're really ready for your opponent when you get weighted for war. So what Clash of Clans does, what their algorithm tries to do, is match you up in war with someone who is evenly matched with you. And since we are a war clan, it's like essential to really focus on being the best you can be in war. So as you're going through your town hall, you really want to focus on offense and try to keep your weight down as low as possible. Every time you add a new building or you upgrade a structure, you're essentially weighting your base. You're making it heavier. And as you do so, your opponent in war is essentially going to be more heavy. And you're going to be expected to hit heavier bases. So what I always do is go by the 0.5 rule. So essentially my town hall upgrades, sorry, my kitty's in the background. My town hall upgrades, I go ahead and bring it up, and then I focus on my offense. Every single one of my accounts have an upgrade base. So as you can see, I'm only allowed to have 2 bases here, and I've created an upgrade base. So this is my upgrade base, brand new Town Hall 5. I went ahead and upgraded my CC. I couldn't upgrade anymore. It was already at 15. It wouldn't allow an upgrade anymore. So I went ahead and threw that over here by the town hall, being that it was fully maxed. The next thing that you want to focus on is your lab, your spell factory, and then your camps. As you can see, I have a brand new camp that I have laid down. I have 3 camps now in this town hall, and I want to focus on maxing out my offense. So I'm going to go ahead and max out my camps and ensure that I'm able to have more troops, obviously, when I'm doing my war attacks. That's huge. I'm going to leave my offense alone, and I'm not going to build any more buildings, because right now, because I'm brand new to Town Hall 5, I don't want to fight a max Town Hall 5. So I'm not going to lay down any buildings. So what the game is going to do is when it weights my base and asks how heavy am I, it is going to notice that I am a Town Hall 5, because I maxed out my 4 and then I raised my Town Hall. So I did weight my Town Hall. But it's going to recognize that I'm either a rush Town Hall 5 or that I'm a brand new Town Hall 5, because I haven't laid anything down yet. So my opponent in war should be pretty much the same thing. I'm seeing my opponents normally, when I do 0.5s, whether it be a 4.5, 5.5, 6.5, 7.5, I'm noticing that they're either really rushed or they're brand new like I am. Where I see people that just lay down their defenses right away and start upgrading them without maxing out their troops, and they're already getting maxed town halls. And that's pretty hard to 3-star in war, especially when you're brand new and you don't either have the troop camp size or you don't have, or you don't have the right amount of troops. Stop, please. Sorry, my cat is really messing with me. She must know I'm live. So anyways, so what I recommend is upgrading the lab, the CC, your camps, really focusing on your offense. If you do have Royals, making sure that you get them upgraded. Brand new Town Hall 9s, I do recommend laying your queen. Keeping your king at a 10, bringing your queen to a 10, and then I would bring your queen to a 15, then work your king up to a 15. Royals are essential for your attacking. I can honestly tell you, being that I was at one point in time on my Town Hall 11, I was rushed. And I struggled a lot in war, and I couldn't figure out why, and it was because my Royals were rushed. And that made a huge impact on the attacks that I would do, such as queen walk, needing to tank with my king. I just wasn't as effective. So anyways, for your upgrading, you just want to focus on your offense. Now, as far as defense, you're like, but I have all this gold. Now my CC's done, but I still have all this gold. You're going to want to focus on existing buildings. So what I recommend that you always do is start off with your traps, your Telsas, and your walls. Why? Because the upgrade weight is so little compared to your defense. If you upgrade a wall, it's not going to add that much weight, but it is going to be way more effective in defense, as well as upgrading your traps. Obviously, when a spring trap can fling, 4 more, 5 more troops compared to what it was previous, it is highly effective. It doesn't add a lot of weight. Telsas, people can't see them, so when you have maxed out Telsas already, they look at your base, they think it's weak because it is only a 0.5 and it is missing some defense and doesn't have defenses upgraded. But once they get in there and the Telsas pop up, that can make a huge difference on their attack. And essentially it can prevent them from 3-starring. What our rule is in war, your base, if you're not a max Town Hall 12, someone is going to be able to wreck you. You are going to be able to be 3-starred. So in war, you essentially want to do the 3v6 rule. So you might get 3-starred, but you're going to earn 6 stars. You have a potential of getting 6 stars in war. So really focusing on offense and just being a better attacker than worrying about your base getting destroyed. So on this base, I just upgraded a camp. As you can see, I don't have enough to do my other camp. I'm sliding my camps over. So in this upgrade base, as soon as I upgrade something, I just go ahead and slide it over to this spot to go ahead and start upgrading. Now, I did just go ahead and do this camp, so I'm just going to check to see if I have enough to... Nope. So I'm going to have to do some raids to be able to afford my next camp. So I'm going to be able to show you, see, and I can do some of these bombs. I'm going to go ahead and upgrade some of these bombs. All right, so I only have 3 builders on this account. I've not spent any money on this account. I typically don't. Oh, wait, I don't think that's going to be max. Hold on. So max on this level is level 3. This is a nice thing too because you can kind of see what you have it maxed and then what level that needs to be at a max level. So this is a level 2. Okay, so this is a level 2 going to a level 3. So this one will be maxed, but this one won't be. Let's see. Oh, okay, so I have no more builders, obviously. I knew that. I don't know why I just clicked there. But anyways, let's go ahead and do some attacks. So let's talk a little bit about composition. So this comp I actually made for a challenge that was going on. So I do use goblins, and I get some criticism sometimes, especially when I use them in war. But I do even use them all the way to Town Hall 7 if I haven't maxed out to Drags yet. They're amazing at baiting, because a lot of people tuck their resources still inside, which I don't know why in war bases. But they are also good for hurrying up and cleaning up side buildings. They do a significant amount of damage to resources, so it's pretty nice. This composition, I want to let you know that when I made this composition, I was a Town Hall 4, so I've just kind of been, see, I actually don't even have the amount of troops I'm supposed to have. Just kind of been adding to this composition. I'm going to probably do that. Adding to this composition as I go along and upgrading my camps. But essentially when you're such a low town hall, regardless of what town hall you are, there's a composition that you need to think about when you're creating your army. And regardless if you are raiding or doing war attacks, if you're pushing, obviously if you're just farming, oh, my phone's gonna die. If you're just farming, it's a little bit different because you can just kind of barb it out and archer it out or goblin it out. But when you're actually focusing on 3-star attacks, whether you're pushing or doing a war attack, the composition you want to think about is you need pretty much 4 stages of troops. And the stages are, you want a meat shield. So you're going to have either your golems, your giants. You're going to need something to kind of tank for you as your troops are coming in. The second thing you're going to need is some funneling troops. Now, whether that be archers, I've seen witches do it, bowlers do it, wizards do it. You need to funnel your troops to where you're trying to get them to go, which is usually core. Just 1 second, grabbing my charger. The third thing is you're going to need your kill squad. So you're going to need your troops that are going to go into the middle of the base with your tanks and start destroying stuff. And then you're going to have your cleanup crew, which can consist of, just as simple as archers, goblins. When you get higher up, you can have that be a couple of bowlers or a couple of wizards. Just something to kind of clean up the side buildings as your other minions I've even seen, while your main troops kind of finish off the base. Excuse me. I have to plug it in. Because I'm such a low town hall, and like I said, I kind of created this when I just upgraded my, before I upgraded my town hall. As you can see, I have a meat shield, a funnel, because the archers can funnel behind the giants, and they can also go in core. I don't have wizards unlocked yet. I'm going to obviously be working on that once my offense is maxed out. So let's go ahead and do an attack. Alright, so for this base, the mortar's centered. I do see that they are actually, they're a developed Town Hall 5, but we're going to go ahead and try it. Now, in my CC is Loon, so what I want to think about is A, where's the CC? B, can I bait it with the current army that I have, which I can? And can I get to the air defense? Yes, I can. So let's go ahead and do this. CC's in the core, so I'm going to go ahead and drop a goblin. Oh, shit. That wasn't effective. Oh, no. There we go. I don't think there's anything in CC. So when you lay down your giants, you know that they're going to go to the defense, but you want to spread them out. And the reason being is if one of them catches a bomb, you don't want all of them to catch a bomb. And you see how I have my archers on the corners here? Because I want them to start funneling. Now that mortar is really doing its job. But as you can see, my archers are doing its job. Now, I'm not going to lay down all my archers, and reason being is I'm going to need them probably for cleanup. I destroyed that air defense, so I'm going to go ahead and allot my big balloons to get up in there. Now, I didn't really go for loot. I just kind of went for a base that was a little harder than what my base was weighted at, just so I could show you strategically how I lay my items. So, as you can see, boom, it's done. Now I'm going to use the rest of my archers to go ahead and clean up. This is an attack that I would use in war. As you know, there would usually be a CC. I would pull that CC to the side and kill it off with the archers. A lot of people bring a lot of wizards once they unlock them. To be quite honest, it's a lot of storage space. They are actually the equivalent of 4 archers. And they cannot shoot their blast while they're walking. So if you have a Valkyrie in the enemy CC, they're kind of just stuck in that location if the Valk starts moving around and taking things out. Archers are better because they can attack while they're walking. So if you, I find that they're much better and more effective against CCs that are in the enemy bases. All right, so we're going to go ahead and collect my loot here. All right, so my laboratory is maxed out. So I know that everything that's in here right now is going to its max potential. I'm going to go ahead and max out my spell. I use this spell for mortars. If they're 2 in core or the air defense, depending on what my CC is for war and how the base is set up. But you can pretty much use, use whatever you want. See, it's doing this funky thing again. I hope you guys are able to actually see this broadcast. So anyways, I went ahead and finished, upgrading like my most important troops, such as my giants, my archers. Now, barbs I don't really use in war, and I do use goblins, but they're not really essential to my war composition. So now that I've got my war troops done, I'm going to go ahead and, I am going to go ahead and, start getting my barracks upgraded over upgrading the barbs and the goblins. So for each barracks, let's see. Yep, I'm going to start being able to unlock wizards. Sweet. I have a lot of gold. Let me go ahead and create these troops here. I have a lot of gold, so I'm going to go ahead and upgrade. Oh, I can't. Duh. Can't upgrade anything. I'm so used to having 5 builders. So I guess I'm just going to save it. You could buy some decorations if you don't want enemy to come in and raid your base. I let people have their fun in my bases. I really don't care because loot, I can get it whenever I need it. It's not really that big of a deal. Make sure that once you are done upgrading whatever you can, that you switch back to your active base. Reason being, if you don't, it's going to suck for you. There's, you're going to get raided and they're going to take everything you got pretty much. So with no luck on defense. Now I would normally just switch to my other account, but, actually, let's just go ahead and do it. I don't know if you guys are aware, but I'm on Android. So when you're on Android, you can actually have multiple accounts. So I go ahead and go to my settings screen. You can go to the Google Play sign-in. And you disconnect, and then you reconnect. Uh-oh. Maybe I don't know if it's going to let me do it because I'm recording. Oh, yeah, it does. It just was taking its little time. If you messaged me, sorry. I'm broadcasting, so just give me a sec. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and switch to my big account. So I just clicked on the email that's linked to my big account through my Gmail. So important to link your Clash of Clans with either your Gmail or your Apple ID. And then it's going to ask you if you want to confirm. And it says a really scary... Oh, my goodness. Everything is so delayed right now. Everything's delayed because I'm on here broadcasting. It's going to say this really scary message. Are you absolutely sure that you want to delete the current village and replace it with? And you're like, oh... Especially if you're on like a Town Hall 11 and you're going down to a mini account. It just replaces it with your other village. Your village is still stored inside the cloud. As long as you have a Google account linked to your Clash of Clans account, you shouldn't have any problems. So it asked me to type confirm and then press OK. And then I will actually switch over to my big account. I will be honest, managing multiple accounts is not recommended unless you're extremely active. It is really hard to keep up with, and there's a lot of people counting on you, especially if you're in war and you have, 10, 15 accounts in war. People need you to attack right away, so that way they can figure out what they need to do. It's a lot of pressure. I am very active, usually, not as of late, just solely because been dealing with some medical issues, but I'm back now. And so yeah, it's important that if you are going to have multiple accounts, to keep up with them and to be active for your clan. Don't have 15 accounts in war if you're not able to handle them. So this is Ash. This is my big base. I'm just going to kind of bring it here to kind of describe exactly what I was talking about with my Town Hall 5. So Ash is not a new Town Hall 11. She's probably about 3 months old, 4 months old. But I've started to max out some of my troops. It's a little bit more expensive to do so. So as you can see, like my core troops, my balloons, my wizards, my electro drags, which are extremely essential in Town Hall 11, are maxed out. All of my pretty much all of my dark troops are maxed out. I do have to do my golem one more time. But all my camps are maxed out. My spell factory. So everything that I use in war, I've maxed out. I've also already maxed out my queen. Working on doing my king. Just brought my queen all the way up because how I do my attacks, I really need for her to be as strong as she can. And then I started doing my walls. Some of my defenses I did decide to max out all the way just to try something new. It has weighted me a little bit more than my other accounts were weighed. Like I feel like I get a little bit more maxed out Town Hall 11s instead of getting brand new Town Hall 11s. As you can see, I have no eagle. I do not have any of the additional defenses. I have dropped the bombs and some of the traps, but other than that, I've decided to stay away from dropping any additional defenses. I'm going to show you guys my upgrade base for this account. All right, here we go. So here's my upgrade base for this account. As you can see, here's my defenses. These are the only defenses that I have completely. Oh, this isn't even maxed out. Oh, naughty, naughty. So I have to do that one more time. Oh, wow. I didn't know that. Okay. So these are the ones that I have maxed out over here. All the buildings that are maxed out for my town hall. And I put them over here. So that way I know they're maxed out and I can start looking at what needs to go next. Now because defense is what needs to be done next, I've just been working on my walls, trying to get them all maxed out. They're so freaking expensive. And then obviously correlating that with what I need to do inside of my laboratory, being that I can use elixir for my walls as well. I dropped the warden. I did start upgrading him. I want to max him out because he's essential for war. Trying to get him up to his next ability. There's just a lot to do on Town Hall 11, I feel like. Town Hall 9 and Town Hall 11, I feel like there's just so much that needs to be done. Whereas I feel like every other town hall was pretty chill. Well, no, Town Hall 7 too, I'm sorry. So it's like every other town hall is insane when you're upgrading. There's just so much to do, troop-wise, defense-wise. But yeah, and I will not drop the Eagle until I feel like I can handle a maxed out Town Hall 11. And right now, I mean, I'm doing well with the Electro Dragons, but I haven't really learned any other attack but that. Like I feel like I've mastered it as far as what I'm scouting for, what I'm looking for, how I'm placing my troops, but I'm not ready to drop any defense. So I'm going to go ahead and put my main base back on, make sure that this is kind of what I do when I'm prepping to fill CCs. And just put an array of spells in there. That way if anybody needs anything, I can fill them. But everyone's good. We are in the middle of an active war because I've been ill. We're just doing they just did a 5-man war without me. But I did opt all the way back in, so that way I can participate. Let's see. Alright, I'm switching back. Now you see it says that scary message again. But as you're going to see, this village is still here. And my other village is still there. They're saved on 2 different clouds, so everything's fine. I do have a builder, so I'm going to go ahead and go back to my upgrade base. And when I look at it, since I have so much gold, and I really don't want the enemy just to be able to have a free-for-all in my base, so I see it only costs 10,000 to upgrade this bomb. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and start upgrading some walls until I only have like 10,000 left. So I'm pretty much going to be able to upgrade everything. Was it 10,000 or was it 100,000? No, it's 10,000. It's super cheap. That's one thing too, when you have so many accounts and you're like focusing on your upgrades, like, oh, there. Show my clan. Oh, I'm so sorry. This is my first time doing, it's Warrior Euphoria. I apologize. This is my first time using this app on my phone. So I'm trying to get used to how this all works. But it's Warrior Euphoria. We're back-to-back war clan. We're pretty serious about war, but pretty chilled about everything else. Warrior Euphoria. Yeah, we pretty much you war when you want to war. Do what you want to do. I apologize for not checking out the comments. All right, so back to upgrading these walls real quick. Yeah, I'll show it again. Just Warrior Euphoria. It has no space in the middle. Thank you for watching. I apologize. I didn't even know that anybody was watching, to be honest. I'm going to go ahead and keep that like that. All right. So, go ahead and upgrade these. Now, there is this option up here, if you guys didn't know, if you click by the little builder guy up here, he does show you some suggested upgrades. Do not follow that. It is a bot. He's just telling you, these are the things you can upgrade for the cheapest. It kind of goes for like the cheapest thing and tells you can upgrade it. It is good to use if you're almost maxed, just to kind of check to make sure that you haven't accidentally forgotten something. Like, for example, on my Ash account, had I upgraded everything and clicked the little builder guy, he would have said that my Archer Tower wasn't all the way maxed. So that's pretty cool. I only use him for that, but I don't follow what he says to upgrade because he's a bot and he doesn't know any better. Actually, I might just like upgrade all of these and then go do another attack since I just filled my CC. Let's see. There we go. I'll just upgrade it. So like I said, I know that max is level 3. So this is going to level 3. I'm going to slide this over here in my upgrade section. So that way I know what needs to be done next. Some people also do collectors. I don't really focus on collectors just because when I need loot, I can go ahead and loot. And when you do max out your collectors, it obviously makes your base a little bit more wanted. Because when you're not on, your collectors fill and people are looking for loot. And if your collectors are maxed out, your base isn't, people are going to come in and just raid the hell out of it. So that way they can get all your elixir and your gold from your storage from your containers. So I don't even focus on them until the very end. But they are nice, especially if you do have multiple accounts and you're not going on them every day or every hour. Because when you get back on them, they'll be fully maxed out. I'm going to go ahead and do another raid for you guys. This one's a little bit, actually this one's exactly this. No, it's a little bit different. So I used 10 giants and some archers. Now you might be thinking like, where's your wall breakers? I don't really use giants to go all the way in core when I'm only at Town Hall 5 because of my CC. Maxed out balloons, guys, they're phenomenal. They take so much damage as long as you get the air defense out. I don't really need to have and to go into core with my giants. The only thing I need to focus on is an outer air defense. So when I scout, I make sure that I'm able to bait the CC. That's huge in raids or in war. Bait the CC if there is one, take it to the corner, kill it, and then go ahead and kind of lay my dragons out and then use my archers to kind of funnel. So that way they go ahead and kill whatever I need them to kill. So I'm going to go ahead and do another raid. There we go. All right, not a lot of loot there. So let's actually look for some loot. And this is a clean base, so no one's attacked it. And this is actually, I think, only a Town Hall 4. But I'm going to attack it anyway. So I'm going to go ahead and lay an archer out. Ooh, no CC? What? All right, so like I said before, what do we want to do? Air defense. They've laid their air defense on the outside, which is a no-no. You want to lay kind of your mortar and your air defense on in the core because it's pretty much defenseless to outside attacks. I didn't need to lay that many archers in the corner, but I did. As you can see, like I told you before, you kind of want to spread out your giants. You don't want to just put them down because they'll die. If there's a big bomb, they'll all die together. This way, only 1 or 2 get hit collectively. And the mortar's distracted by my one giant all the way over there. So that's nice. Now, we just killed air defense. The only thing we have left to worry about is the archer towers and some bombs. But because those balloons are maxed, it means nothing. Those balloons are going to rip through. And they even separated, which is nice. And I have my cleanup crew to kind of just clean up buildings around the side. I don't even have to use all my troops. I only did just to not mess up my second camp, but it wasn't even necessary. Didn't even need to use my spell, which would have saved some money. But as you can see, like, look at how easy that was. It was obviously a Town Hall 4, so it didn't have like a wizard or some of the other upgrades that are available in Town Hall 5. But pretty much the same concept. Whether it be a Town Hall 5 or a Town Hall 4. You want to look for the CC, make sure the CC is baitable, which with the Town Hall, it usually all the way up until Town Hall, I would even say 8, you can pretty much bait easily. Town Hall 9, 10, 11, 12 is when you're going to have a little bit harder of a time trying to bait a CC, and that's why you're going to tank with golems. That's why you get provided the troops, those hardcore troops. I'm going to request some moons again. I don't think anyone's on. Normally people are on. All by myself. I wonder if I can, like, check out the rest of these comments. I feel so bad. I don't even know how to check and see. I'm so sorry. I'm going to have to learn this. You guys are coming on this ride with me. I don't know. I have any idea what I'm doing. So when I come back into my base, it's my upgrade base. First thing, make sure that you make troops, because if you end up using your elixir and you don't have troops created, it's a pain to try to compensate with no troops made. You have to go do some barching. I hope that this explanation is helping people understand when we talk about weight, what we're talking about. When I'm talking about bait, if you guys do have questions now that I can actually see your comments, feel free to ask. Or even, you know, later on I do get notifications when people, you know, ask questions on my old videos or whatever. So yeah, that's pretty much like for noobs what to do. If you're brand new to Clash of Clans and you're really trying to get started and be efficient and enjoy the game, because honestly, like, everybody says it's just a game, but we all play to win. Like, you want to be good. Feels good. So doing this way, honestly, is going to be the best for you. I have not found a better way. As far as upgrading, getting your base ready for war, things like that. And being that I do war back to back and I have so many accounts and experience in so many town halls, I would honestly say that this is the best way to upgrade your base. And like I said with Ash, same applies here. As soon as I feel like I'm more ready to lay defenses, I will. So right now, when I look at my base, I'm like, okay, I'm not war ready. Why? Well, My core troops for war are completely maxed out, but my camp isn't. I need to have a maxed out camps to be ready to drop any type of defense. Also, too, like I said, I would work on existing. Oh my god, I unplugged again. I would work on existing defenses. First, my traps and bombs, walls, and then go ahead and move on to my existing defenses, and then drop any new buildings they give me, which they do actually give quite a bit of new buildings when you hit Town Hall 5. Not a whole bunch, but you get some additional resources, and then some defenses. You get 25 more walls, another archer tower, a cannon, and then a new wizard tower, which is awesome for Town Hall 5. Let's go ahead. I'm going to go to one of my maxed out Town Hall 6 accounts. So once I max, did I switch my base back? Uh-oh. See, I'm all distracted. Yeah, I did. Okay. I do have an engineered account because back in the day, engineers used to be the shit, and they used to make me so mad. Hold on, let's see. There it is. For anybody who has any questions. So back in the day, engineer accounts used to really piss skilled players off. We had, as you can see, hold on, let me show you. I'm kind of getting distracted. Sorry, my ADD is kicking in. We had a 19 war win streak. Does it not say it? Oh, no, it doesn't. But our all-time was 19. We had a 19 war win streak, and I was super stoked. And at that time, it was just Pegs. Or no, it was Ash. But my highest account was only a Town Hall 9. And then we did have a Town Hall 10 over to visit. And Town Hall 11 was still kind of brand new. There was no Town Hall 12 yet. But anyways, we go into war. We're stoked. You know, we have a really nice war clan. Well, it's pretty much all of me and a couple of others. And we get put against a clan of all Town Hall 11s. They're just engineered, meaning that they only have one defense, but they're completely maxed out of offense, right? So, of course, we're easily able to 3-star every base except their maxed Town Hall 11 number 1. Our highest Town Hall was a Town Hall 10. And their number 1 was, I'm talking about maxed to shit, walls, everything. Unfortunately, we lost that war by 1 star. They were able to just smash us. They smashed every base. They got a perfect war. And at that moment, I was just like, what just happened to us? And you could tell, like, it was a secondary clan. It was a branch off of another clan. And I was just, mortified. Like, we worked so hard. We were like, yeah, we're going to get our 20th war win. We're doing so good. We were super excited. And then, boom, that happened. So I made this little engineered account, which is, I haven't even really worked on it at all. It's still a Town Hall 8. All the troops are maxed out on it. King's maxed out on it. I just haven't brought it up. Because since then, thankfully, they did decide to kind of stop the engineering, put a stop to it by making people lay their buildings down that they're provided. I don't know if I can click on this. Oh, here we go. Alright, so here's another one of my accounts. It's a Town Hall 6. Kind of talk about Town Hall 6 and here we go. Alright. So, Town Hall 6, as you can see, it's a mess. I come in here and clean up a little bit. I maxed out on resources. My CCs should be pretty much maxed out. It's ready to be upgraded. It's completely maxed out. See how I just used that little guy? Tells me the only thing I have left to do is my town hall. It will not warn you if your walls are not maxed. It'll tell you to drop new walls, but it won't warn you if you have not maxed out all your walls. So it's like, that's why I have these little bases, so that way I can make sure everything's maxed out. Oh, wait. The reason why it's telling me I have to edit this is because I've got crap everywhere. Like, there's so much trees and crap everywhere. Yeah, so it's not letting me lay down any of my buildings. Where are you? There we go. So this composition, pretty much the same composition as my other account, my Town Hall 5, except I have a couple of wizards in there. Reason being, in Town Hall 5, if a mortar hits your archers, if it's maxed out, they're gone. Whereas the wizard, I think, gets 3 hits. So I do use the wizard for a little bit of my funneling, but to go into core with my giants. I do go core with my giants because I have a healing potion. And because I use heal, I also use hogs in my CC. Town Hall 6 does have 2 air defenses, which is a little bit harder to get around for your balloons. It's not impossible, depending on the base layout, but this is my composition that I pre-cook for every single war. It has been extremely effective, and even 3-star in Town Hall 7s, Rush Town Hall 7s, so with kings. But, so this is my composition. So as you can see, we have a tank. The tank is going to be your giants. We have some funnel troops, which can either be the wizards or the archers. I do use wall breakers on this account because the walls are a little bit harder to get into, and I do want my giants to go core normally. So I have 5 of them. I do sometimes bait with either a wall breaker or an archer, depending on where the CC is. And then for my CC, I do use maxed out hogs. Now, one of the things that I love about maxed out hogs is the fact that they can just jump around the base, and it's awesome. As long as you keep a heal on them, they're usually good. You just want to be careful for gaps in between defenses, obviously, if there's a spring trap or something. But this is usually pretty effective. I'm going to go ahead and probably do it. My trophies are awfully low, so it's going to provide, it's going to give me some pretty, like, the space is pretty weak. I'm not gonna, I do want to attack this base. I don't need any resources, actually. I would normally hit this base because it's nice on resources, but there's no clan, so there's probably no CC. I'm not gonna beat up that poor little guy. He's working so hard. Here we go. So when I scout this base, CC is baitable. That's essential when you're using hogs. It is baitable. And then all the defenses are really nicely put together, so I don't have to worry about my hogs being flung all over the place. I'm going to go ahead and bait. Oh, nothing in the CC. Sweet. Now I'm going to go ahead and put an archer on each building outside. Why? I don't want to run out of archers in the middle of attacking. And I want to make sure that I kill them, those side buildings. I don't want to wait for it at the very end. The second thing I do is I look and see, okay, where's the Wiz Tower? Thankfully, they're all the way over there. I don't put my giants by the Wiz Towers, and the reason being is they will take out my giants because my giants like to clutter together. Now, once all the defenses are distracted, I'm throwing my my wall breakers in. Boom. I don't really concentrate on the health of my giants, but once some of the defenses are distracted by the giants, I go ahead and put my hogs in. Now, what my goal is with the hogs is to try to share the heal spells with my giants. And because there was no gaps in between the defenses, I didn't have to worry about my hogs being thrown all over the place. I'm not even going to use that second heal. It's not necessary. And then, like I said, cleanup squad. Just kind of, laying the archers down. This will also, if you kind of lay the archers one by one, it'll prevent all the archers from being taken out at one time. I'm just going to dump them in here right now just because I don't want my second camp messed up. Did you just see? My hogs got flung, but too late. Boom, smashed it. And have a spell to save. And look at all that loot, which is actually pretty pretty good with my current town hall. With our clan, we do not tell people that they cannot request. Some clans have like a donation rule, like like you have to donate the equal amount of troops or have a pretty equal donation level. We don't do that. We understand that our troopsy, thanks Jedi, um, that our troops at a higher level really help lower levels. And we want the lower levels to be as strong as they can because we're only as good as our weakest link. So we want to try to build you as fast as possible. And then also too, you're going to be using maxed out troops in war. And we want you to get used to attacking with maxed out troops and understanding how much damage they can take. Um, a lot of people who don't request often, um, a lot of people that don't request often don't understand how effective their CC troops can be and end up losing all of their meat shield or their core troops because they release their CC troops too late, not believing that they can take. Um, that's where a lot of people get messed up. So I think for our clan, the motto we go by is ask, ask, ask. It's important to be able to effectively use your CC troops. Nothing to do on here. So kind of get how I spread the giants to make sure that, that they all don't get hit by a mortar, wizard tower, or bombs. Try to keep them spread out. And then funneling behind them with some wizards, kind of getting those side buildings out. So that way when my archers go forward, they are going to be going in core. They're not going to be running around the outside. And then having some cleanup troops. Scouting is going to be a really important thing. A lot of people, when they scout, don't scout appropriately. You want to kind of look for, it depends on what town hall you're in, but CC is going to be the major thing. Like, where is it? Is it baitable? Do I want to bait it? Depending on what town hall you are. I don't even bait at town hall 8 and then up because there's poison. But, wanting to check to make sure that you avoid your troops getting hit by a wizard tower or mortars, taking a lot of splash damage if possible. Yeah, so pretty much just knowing how to scout and knowing how much damage your troops can take. That's a huge concept too. Really, when you're raiding, you almost want to pretend like you're warring, even though you're not in war, just so you can get used to, okay, that is a maxed out mortar and it's hitting my giant 8 times before it goes out. So that way you kind of know how much damage your troops can take. That is essential. But let's see, it looks like someone's attacking in more. Oh, they are. Ooh, they're hitting Jedi. So it looks like they're doing a bowler attack. Their funnel was, they did some funneling, but it looks like they just kind of lined their troops up. Thank gosh for that wrecker. They're going to get some of their troops core. But you see a lot of the wizards and stuff are kind of walking around the base because they didn't funnel those side buildings out. So the troops are just going to go for whatever's closest. And their attack sucked. That's unfortunate. They didn't scout appropriately when they went in. You want to take out the eagle, you would think. It's a high. Oh, they might get to. Oh, everything's distracted. Oh, big bomb. Oh, I know they're bad. Nice defense, Jedi. I give these little buddies props, though. They're not doing that bad. Okay, they're doing pretty bad. But we do have some really good attackers on our clan. I was kind of surprised by Jedi's attack. He didn't lay his poison on the CC. It was just kind of a mistake that happened. Harry Potter's only a Town Hall 9, attacking a Town Hall 10. Reload is a Town Hall 8, attacking a Town Hall 9. But we do have, plenty of attacks left to clean up. So I'm not too worried about it. Let's see. Yeah, that's a high percentage attack, so, and I mean, look, they got a 46. Woot woot. Good job, team. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead. I already made troops, sweet. My CC's full on here. Alright. I'm gonna go ahead and attack so you guys can see. Another attack on Town Hall 6. I'm not going to attack this, it's too little. My Town Hall 6 is maxed out. I'm gonna try to kind of do a harder one. So maybe a rush Town Hall 7 if possible. Oh, here we go. Alright. So hogs, when you're looking for your CC, so I'm only Town Hall 6, but I have maxed hogs in my CC. I want to check out splash damage. And then, is there any gaps in between the defenses? And the answer is no. So they're going to get smashed. First thing I'm going to look for is, do they have a CC? They do not. And remember when I talked about those outer buildings, just going ahead and laying some archers down to kind of take those out so I don't have to worry about them later. Not going to lay my giants by those wizard towers. And I do want to distract the mortars and some of the defenses. So I'm going to go ahead and spread these giants out. Funnel with a couple of wizards, which is going to be a little bit harder just because, as you can see, oh no, don't freeze. All right, I'm going to go ahead and lay, oh, see they got one of my little guys. But they're not going to get any more. My, there we go. And then, like I said, using your archer towers for cleanup, or your archers for cleanup. And look at that. Like, easy cleanup. Had some new defenses, some maxed out defenses for Town Hall 7. And still smashed it, even though my hog barely made it. We got it. Now, as it goes along, some of your troops are going to clump up, which I hate seeing, but it does happen. As you can see, like, one bomb and all of those archers and wizards are gone, but thankfully, I don't know where this guy put his. A lot of people will do this. They'll, like, grid out their defenses and, like, completely wrap them with walls, but you want to almost path your base. So I'm going to show you what I mean by path. Oh. This stupid app. There we go. You want to path out your base. So what I mean by that is, okay, so giants, hogs, balloons, I know that they're going to go straight for defenses. So if I put these little gaps in my wall, I know that a giant's going to get flung, or 2 or 3. Let's see, I think 3 can be done. Yep, 3. Same thing with hogs. So the hog is going to come in, it's going to go over the wall, but as it's going in between the defenses, hopefully I can go ahead and take some of that out. These bombs, I have them in 4 clumped up here. Those bombs are really good at protecting people from breaking into your walls, but because I'm a Town Hall 6, don't have enough walls to really cover everything, and how I have my base set up, I don't really put them on the outside of my base to stop wall breakers because it's not necessary. My base can be entered anyway. I'd have them in a group of 4 to kind of work as a big bomb per se to kill any wizards, to damage giants. And I have them away from the wizard towers because people are going to use their heals by the wizard towers to keep their troops alive, not expecting that there's going to be a big bomb, on the side. Also to, let's see, when you're placing down your red bombs, so you don't have any black bombs at Town Hall 6, but your red bombs, if you go ahead and put them right next to your wizard towers, those help against balloons. Not maxed out really, because maxed out are pretty tank, but they help out against low level balloons. So with the wizard splash damaging the balloons, and then those bombs going off by the wizard towers, it kind of helps save the rest of your base. But as I said, being a Town Hall 5, 6, 7, 8, your base is going to get smashed by someone regardless. A Town Hall 7 could easily sweep out this base just because they get 200 troops. They get spells, another spell, they got a whole king. There's a lot of tanking going on, so there's no way you're going to be able to effectively protect against that. We go ahead and request some more max hogs and go fill them. I don't know. I hope I helped some of you players out there who are just kind of struggling in war and trying to figure things out. What I could do, let's see, is go into war and look at some 3-star attacks. Alright, let's look at Charlie. Charlie tried to go for some loot, it looks like, on a Town Hall 9. It didn't go out very well. I think he's just a little guy. Yeah, he's a little Town Hall 7. Alright, let's check this out. So let's go to the first replay. Alright, so what does he do? He's gonna bait. Goes in, he baits. It's all wizards in there. He's gonna go ahead and take one archer to lure it to the corner. So he's going to want to lure those troops away from the defenses and then kill it. Wizards are really easy to kill. They have splash damage, but you can just singly place archers around them or tease them, because remember what I said, wizards cannot walk and shoot at the same time. So as this giant's walking, it is not able to kill the giant. Boom. Dead. Went ahead and put some giants down to tank. Then he watches that mortar, then places his wall breakers down to get into the core of the base. He just decided to lay his hogs with the giants. There's nothing wrong with that. Then that way they can share the spells. It looks like he's a new Town Hall 7, so he's only got 2 heal spells. But it was pretty easy for him to get through this attack. He did share his heal spell with his giants. That giant bomb was a little bit too late. There was a Springtrap who did take out one of his hogs, but it's no big deal. And he was able to get through that base. As you can see, he's got some cleaned up troops for the very end. Awesome attack, Charlie. Charlie Brown. I'm going to go ahead and just speed the ending up here. Town Hall's last thing. Sweet. All right. Hi. Hearsay Olar. How are you? Thank you for watching. All right. So let's see what else we have. All right, Jedi. He hit his equal. Town Hall. Same Town Hall, I think. Let's see. Profile. Jedi is looks like he's about he's already got dragons. So he's falling nicely into Town Hall 7. Let's go ahead and check and see what he did. All right, he did as well. Did a giant attack. Jedi is learning. Oh, look at him. Just checking out those little corner buildings. He's learning he's actually Town Hall 12, learning how to be a new Town Hall again. So he goes ahead and he baits the CC out. Those troops are going to go for the closest troops. Just laying some archers down. I wouldn't recommend putting your archers all together like that, but just kind of spacing them out a little bit more, especially with splash damage defense. But you got the idea here. All right, so spreading the giants. Awesome. Good job, Jedi. Spreading the giants. And as you can see, the giants on the left-hand side just took some bomb damage, but not all of them did, which is awesome. He, as well as laying his hogs with his giants to be able to share his spell. He only has 2 spells. So it doesn't look like he's upgraded his spell factory, which is a no-no. It's supposed to be the first thing done, Jedi. But because there's no gaps in between these defenses, there's no spring traps, these hogs are just gonna have their way. Like there's nothing that's gonna stop them. He's perfectly fine. Like those hogs are gonna tank like crazy. The mortar was distracted by the giants. Really awesome attack. So he's just gonna flood through it. I'm just gonna remind him. It's easy to forget sometimes, especially since he's going in brand new. All right, let's see what else we got. Reload, try to hit a Town Hall 9 with this Town Hall 8. Let's see Ogle. Let's see what Ogle did. Ogle's a Town Hall 9. She's pretty maxed out offensively. She has not chose to lay her defense yet because of her royals being low. All right, so she lays some tank down to distract against some defenses. Typically, you don't want to lay your Pikas down until you funnel, but she was pretty confident, I think, in her attack, and sometimes confidence can get the best of you. Sees the defense, the CC troops are taking advantage of those Pikas, but those Pikas are tanking pretty well. Let's see. The Queen is having her way. All right, so because the defenses are low, thankfully, the Pikas didn't take too much damage. Jump spell came in handy because it cored out those troops. But you kind of seen how she was doing the funneling. She as well is kind of getting used to the funneling. A little bit of panic lay down on those spells there. But she's got an extra jump spell to go ahead and get in between those defenses. She could have also used like 4 hogs to use for cleanup at the end on defenses, but it wasn't necessary. The bowlers are going to do their job. The defense was pretty low. So boom, everything's gone. She'd look at cleanup squad as we talked about. She's got a couple of archers on those outside buildings. Guys, that's essential because at the end what's going to happen is if we don't have cleanup, so she has no more troops left over and she's got a building hut there. Had she been strung out on some time, she could lose and only get 2 stars solely because of a stupid building hut in the corner. So it's best just to have enough archers, 1 archer for each building, and then go ahead and put your troops in there and go crazy because what's going to happen is first, if there's any side Telsas, when you put the archer there and all of a sudden a Telsa pops up, you'll know that there might be Telsas in other corners. And the worst thing is to watch all of your troops die by a stupid Telsa at the very end. So it's really good just to kind of put an archer at those side buildings so you don't have to be distracted or worried about it. All right, let's check out what other war attacks we have here. All right, Jedi at number 4. Let's go ahead and see. He did choose to go 1 down on his first attack. It's a Town Hall 11 against a Town Hall 12. He's got some maxed out offense. Looks like he has to work on his queen a little bit more. And his king. He does a funnel, so he goes ahead and funnels out with his drags. One of the things that I'm working on the Jedi with is kind of learning how to funnel a little bit more patiently. He kind of mass drops his electric drags in the corners to get his balloons in core faster. That's not necessary. You can take your time. If you don't mass drop, you'll have more troops left over at the end to clean up buildings, so you have a little bit more time to do a funnel. As you can see, a lot of his balloons took a lot of damage. They didn't go core. Everything's just kind of wrapping around. Only 2 balloons made it on the inside. And thankfully, he's a Town Hall 12. So he has maxed out Electro Dragons, because had he not, he wouldn't have been as successful as he was. He also didn't use his poison to help kill those CC troops. He has a little bit of a hard time with that too, just remembering to drop that poison, but I think we all kind of do. Yeah, so as you can see, I mean, he did it, he got it, but he did struggle to finish off at the end, because his funnel was just kind of crazy. Looks like he placed 4 electro drags on each side of his funnel, which isn't necessary. 1 electro drag, um, sometimes 2, depending on the defenses of the corner that you want to go into, would have been all that's necessary. But he got it. He got the 3 star. There's no buildings in the corners that he had to worry about. So you got that. So we have a bigger wars coming up, obviously, because I'm back. Yay! Did I request already? Yep. Because I'm back in full effect, so we'll be having some 20 or 25 or 30, I don't know, depending on who's all in, which is exciting. Um, I know I'm excited to be back in war. I was on I was on medicine, so I was realizing in my first couple of wars on the medication that I wasn't doing so well. Um, so I decided that I was gonna opt out of war until I was better, and so thankfully now I'm all better. I'm just going back on Ash to fill my other account. This is one of the nice things too about having multiple accounts is your ability to switch back and forth to fill your accounts. I think that's pretty awesome. I'm really excited for the update that's coming for more town halls, but I am sad because I'm like almost maxed out. I'm like, oh, I'm almost at town hall 12, but it's taking forever because walls are so expensive. The clan games, the war leagues have been awesome, and in helping you kind of level up faster. You get this little shop, and whether you participate in war, as long as your clan like ops you in the actual war queue, but even if you don't war, you do get a certain amount of trophies. For example, my Town Hall 6s are not in because they're just too little, and they get trophies, little trophy things every time. But yeah, like if I wanted to max out some walls, I could just go ahead and buy 2.5 million gold with 25 of these things. I don't use them on resources though because I can earn my own resources. Let's see if I have... Alright, so I'll do an attack on here real quick. I need to fix my second camp. Hold on one sec. Alright. It's only down. Check my spells. Freeze. Alright, I'll do an attack real quick. Alright, so what I use for my attack is 10 balloons for defense, and then 7 for couple for funneling, and then the rest go core, some rage, freeze for infernos or eagle, and then the clone spell I use for when my CC troops pop out of my wrecker. I go ahead and use the clone spell to clone those max level troops. So let's go ahead and let's do this. Alright. It's not a lot of loot here. And it's not maxed out, so... Oh, it's not a lot of loot either, but... It's a good example. Not really, because the air QQ was down, so... kind of want to find a base that has all the things I scout for. This one does. Alright, so... I'm looking for the queen, I'm looking for the CC, and the eagle, and then also checking the single inferno towers there, and then the air sweepers, obviously, because I'm using air. So I am actually going to be attacking from the south side, because of where the queen is. Now, taking your time when you funnel, so what I'm going to do is just lay a dragon there and a dragon there, and what that's going to do is clear a path for my electro dragons. I'm laying 1 loon in, which I actually should have did prior to putting my dragons down. It's been a while since I've attacked, to check for any bombs. It's not doing a very good funnel here, so I'm going to put another dragon in. Okay, so obviously that side's not getting funneled like I want it to, but that's okay. I'm going to wait for this side to get funneled out. Because there's an eagle, I don't want to just mass drop my troops in and start getting them hit. All right, I'm going to go ahead and lay this along with these. And then usually lay down in my balloons in chunks of 4. As soon as my troops hit core, I go ahead. Oh no! See, it's been so long since I've attacked. Come on, little buddy. Oh man, it's not looking good, Captain. And there wasn't even a CC. Oh man. Yeah, I don't think I'm not gonna get this one for sure, but oh well. I'm probably gonna get like a 99 because of this stupid Inferno Tower. But this base was harder than mine, so I don't really care. It wouldn't be something that I would normally get in war. And I got all that shmoney. And that dragon actually might take out that Inferno Tower, just depending on how much life is left in that sucker. Oh no, it's gonna get taken out before it even gets there. Ah! Get it, buddy. No, there was so much life in there. Whatever, 99%. I'll take it. My trophies are really low just because I have not been active lately, as of late, so I've just been getting smashed, like, on the regular. I come back and there's, like, so many hits to my base, it's insane. I just use a generic base. If you guys are wondering about my bases and, like, how I come up with the designs, I actually steal them. I take no credit for any of the bases. I think maybe some of my Town Hall 6s I created on my own, but my Town Hall 7s and up, I stole them. I have this really cool app. I want to say it's like COC Designer, or Design or something. There's a couple of other apps out there that basically let you take whatever, like let's say you go on YouTube or you go on Google and you screenshot a base, or there's a picture of a base that you really like, that's anti-dragon or anti-Vulk or whatever you're trying to defend your base against in war. Like, for example, Town Hall 7s are going to want to try to do like an anti-Hog, anti-Dragon. Town Hall 8s are going to want to do like an anti-Velk, Go Wipe, Dragon concept. So if you go online, you can get these really cool bases, and basically what you can do is use this app and like design your base by it takes a picture and it puts it up in the little corner, and you can enlarge it or minimize it and kind of copy that base pretty easily. It lets you do an overlay and fade out the picture so you can kind of lay your stuff down. I don't know how to explain it. You'll just have to look for yourself. But anyways, everything is stolen. Even this guy here. I also do look at my clanmates' bases and check and see if I like them. I'm going to just look at some of the new guys here. I know Ben had me check out his base. Sorry, excuse me. Ben had me check out his base before, but I was like, I'm kind of high right now because I'm on medication. All right, so Ben's base is kind of an anti... okay, so I'll have to talk with Ben, but he's decided to create his own base, which is awesome. But remember when we were talking about how I scouted for bases before? We scout for gaps. So Space is a little confusing because there is the bomb strategy, but that's not going to protect against hogs because they can heal them. After that, you kind of want to do like a big double bomb next to like wizard towers. But his base isn't bad at all. And then kind of try to make it anti-bait. You don't want it to bait out so easily. So even moving, the CC in where the town hall is. He has got it all gob strat, which is awesome. He's hustling hard. But if you look when I just clicked on there, that's max camps. He's doing really well. So offensively, he's almost got his king all the way done. Let's check out his troops real quick. So it looks like he hasn't decided to lay down his dark barracks, but has been upgrading some of his defense already. That's a kind of a... Actually, I don't think any of... Yeah, maybe these are. It does look so like some of its defense is maxing out, but I'm not sure. I don't remember. He's doing his Tulsa now, which is okay. It's okay to upgrade your traps. And then he really wants to he needs to get that dark barracks out. Hogs are essential for Town Hall 7. Either hogs or dragons. And does he have, let's see. He's got dragons to level 2. So he's chose to prioritize air defense or air attacks, which is okay. But yeah, let's see. But when we were talking before, we talked about having some space in between your defenses and then having some of the traps in between them, spring traps. The reason being, if I wanted to hog this base, I could kind of guess where things are. So looking at this base, even if I didn't see the bombs, right, I would know that there's no double bomb placement. There's no way possible that he can have 2 big bombs set next to each other except for maybe right here by placing it where the Tulsa is and then right here. That would kind of be a double bomb. So I know that I'm not really worried about my hogs being taken out. And then the nice thing with scouting this base is I'm really not worried about the gaps in the space. So I know that I can surgically deploy my hogs by just placing like 3 down here by this archer tower. That way, if that is a big bomb, guess what? It just went off on only 3 of my hogs. And then kind of placing 3 over by the archer tower up at 2 o'clock to kind of take those 2 archer towers out. Boom, that big bomb would go off. There's 1 big bomb gone. And surgically deploying troops instead of just mass dumping them can actually work pretty effectively in avoiding all of your troops being taken up by bombs. Kind of like the same strategy that we did with the giants, just by spreading them out. But yeah, I would recommend breaking up some of this and placing those traps that are all together here. And kind of just surgically, like putting them in, like for example, where this air bomb is right here. If you were to put a trap right there, that would actually help with the hogs being able to just take out all these buildings without any consequence. So just something to think about when you're putting your, making your own base designs. Town Hall 7, that's when you're going to start worrying about mass giants, hogs, and dragons. Those are going to be the 3 main attacks that are going to be used against you in war. So you kind of want to focus on making your base kind of anti all of that. Another thing is that he has this air blower here, but it's only really defending 1 air defense. He does have a big bomb, so when you do this, you can trick the enemy into thinking that it's going to be sweet by coming in from the top north-hand side here, up here. But he doesn't have anything to really counteract that. Like his CC's right here, so that can, people would be fine if they chose to just take out, this right here. They could go ahead and attack these 2 air defenses up here just fine. But this is not his war base. This is just his home base. Let me check out his war base. How do I do that? Oh, I know how to do it. I think he's in this current war that we're in right now. I'm so sorry. Excuse me. If you are watching, thank you for viewing. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to ask. Give me some content, please. Oh, Ben is not in this war. He has decided to opt out. So, can't even show you his war base, I don't think. I'm going to end this broadcast for now. I hope this was helpful. Of course, if you have any questions, please go ahead and leave the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, if it was helpful to you, please go ahead and like it and then subscribe to my channel, as well as even sharing the video. I appreciate all my viewers. Thank you so much. Clash on.